AMI, the deeper conversation.
Welcome to the Prosperity Playground. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is George. My beloved Tracy is here with us in meditation. It's been made known to us that there have been some technical hiccups with the both the live transmission and the recording and the replay. Hopefully we've addressed those issues and we're back on track. Thank you for your patience and trust and knowing that we'd figure it out and get back on track. So here we are. It actually raises an inspiration for me because it's a big area of what Tracy and I are attending to this year. One of our words this year is simplicity, and taking a look at a real assessment at everything we're doing, and is it simple? Is it accessible? Is it easily understood? Are we doing everything we can to make the information understandable and usable, and also are we doing it in such a way that makes our lives simpler and more effective and more efficient and more pleasant? And so it raises the inquiry, the opportunity for us all for this invitation. What systems, what methodologies, what ways of doing things in your life might be simpler than they are, and are mostly the way they are because that's the way they've been. Tracy and I notice these things in our lives. I was going to say all the time. That's an exaggeration. Often, and we always seek to simplify those things, especially when the way we do things is only the way we do things because we haven't thought about it before, and it's just the way we've always done it. So how many things are in your life that you do exactly the way you did yesterday and exactly the way you did last week and exactly the way you did last year, simply because it's the way you do things, and not because the way you do things is a good way or a really healthy way or the best way for you to do them. Now, it's not about being obsessive or overly compulsive about making sure you're doing everything the most efficient way. It's more an invitation to notice the connection between intention and manifestation. So I'll break that down. If you go, let's say, I'll never forget one time when I was coaching a huge group of network marketers, direct salespeople in the consumer product space. And one of the trainers I worked with taught me that when you go to the grocery store, in order to be the most efficient, go all around the outside perimeter of the grocery store first. So it would usually mean going through past the produce and then dairy and then the meats and fishes and then breads. Let's just say the outside of the grocery store will almost always be in some configuration of that, the basic food groups, right? And then that will be the bulk of your grocery needs. And the other stuff, the garbage bags and the cereal and the mayonnaise, etc., will be in the center aisles. Those will also be the products that will have the most markup. and where you're likely to spend the most money on impulse purchases and more expensive items. So if you want to save money grocery shopping, the first thing you do is change the way you grocery shop, and that is make a lap around the outer perimeter of the grocery store, and then go into the aisles for the things that you need specifically. That was such a big idea for me. It blew me away that the economics of that could be actually that simple. So that's one example of how knowing that when you do something unconsciously and you go up and down the aisles, for instance, you will spend way more money than you probably need to, way more money than you intended to, and get more stuff than you intended to. But if you make that one adjustment, go around the outside and then go down the aisles only as needed, well then just knowing that is a pretty big adjustment to make that will have a small adjustment with a big impact. And so my invitation is, I guess, number one, try that as a prosperity practice. Try that in the grocery store. And number two, where else in your life could you make systemic adjustments, small adjustments in the way you do things? Pay all your bills on just 2 days out of the month instead of paying them every week or as you open the mail and without a system. To make sure you have a payroll. If you're an entrepreneur, make sure you're taking a payroll so that you have a regular paycheck, even if you have to adjust the amounts of it as needed for a cash flow basis. Different ways to look at your investments or manage your investments, whatever it is. Different ways to take care of your house, cleaning the house twice a month with a concerted, focused effort instead of occasionally here and there, or whatever the systems, and as they work for you in ways that work for you. The key part about this invitation is switching from the unconscious practiced behaviors that you do just because you've always done them to a conscious, intentional set of behaviors with a specific objective of simplifying, making them more efficient, making them more efficient, making them more effective, making them more pleasant and pleasurable, making them more social, making them more family-oriented. Whatever your objective is or objectives are, the key is changing them from the way you've done them because you've always done them that way to doing them a particular way with a particular intention because they meet that intention. So as we do the neuro squeegee today, I'll remind you that we do the neuro squeegee to direct our attention and consciousness to breathing intentionally, to remembering that the breath actually relaxes our nervous system, and that the relaxation of our nervous system creates the opportunities for new neural pathways. That's why we do the neuro squeegee a particular way. So we start with an exhale to empty out our lungs, make our body want to draw that first breath in. And as you release that first breath, remember and know that your body is relaxing and your nervous system is opening itself up. Second breath. And with each breath, remember those neural pathways are opening themselves up. They're releasing their attachment to each other. Beautiful. Third breath. Well done. Now from this place, open, relaxed, free from the conditions of yesterday, go through your day, look at all the places where you do things just because you always do them that way, and evaluate without judgment. By the way, that's another key piece. When we look at those moments, Tracy and I always try to catch ourselves if we're judging. Oh, I can't believe I do it that way. I can't believe I've been doing that for so long. If we're judging, to also release that judgment, to love like crazy the versions of us that took on those patterns because they were taught to us that way, or because they were expeditious at the time, or because we were just doing our best, or because we were unconscious and just took it on unconsciously. All, in any event, embracing and loving and accepting that version of us without judgment, shame, blame, or guilt, because doing so makes it easier to release those old neural pathways, which of course makes it easier to create new ones, which of course makes us better, more effective, more efficient, more facile at manifesting, creating, and attracting that which we desire. So as you go through your day-to-day, seeing those opportunities, embracing those opportunities without judgment, embracing those opportunities with enthusiasm, looking at ways you've done things and trying new ways of doing things as experiments, as scientists, and you absolutely will make today as amazing as you are. We'll see you tomorrow here in the playground. Bye for now.
This has been a production of Amazing Media International. AMI, The Deeper Conversation.